All right, so the recording has started, and thank you so much, guys. This is the first official webinar organized by PitchGround, where we'll be talking a lot about MarketPlan IO, but not just about MarketPlan IO, how we can really close a lot of good deals, a lot of big clients, how to design your marketing funnel. We actually are going to be designing one marketing funnel live in front of you and show you how you can implement that strategy after the webinar right away, instantly. And if you do that, I can guarantee you that you can close a 4 or 5 figure client within a week of time when you start showing them exactly the way how we are showing you and we are asking you to do. So this is more going to be towards a use case, a real life case study as well. So before we begin anything, I'm going to be sharing a video with you of one of the MarketPlan IO customer who recently closed a $5,500 per month deal, and he's just minting money and he's just closing more and more and more deals with this piece of software. But again, it's not just the software. He actually took action, and that's why he's able to reach there where it is. So I'm just going to play that quick video for you guys, and meanwhile, we're just going to be quiet.
This is actually Eddie speaking. Just wanted to shoot you this quick video and map out the entire sales funnel we're going to set up for your real estate business and how this is going to work from A to Z specifically. So I just mapped out everything in here with my tools in here so you can actually see how we're going to get you ROI. So as we spoke in the call, you wanted to actually get to with 600K this year, meaning that's the sales goals we have. So I'm going to share with you how we're going to achieve that. So first off, as we spoke, we're going to run a Facebook video advertising to a specific landing page so we can get leads opt in. We're going to get their emails, their phone numbers, and their names in those 6 farm areas for yourself. So generally speaking, we're setting up the landing pages, we're setting up the video ads on Facebook, and then we're targeting people in those 6 areas so we can get leads. Once we get leads, there's a follow-up call and SMS system we're going to deploy from you so you can actually schedule appointments from that. And then if the leads don't opt in, I explained here that we can actually run retargeting Facebook ads so we can get them to opt in once again on the landing page. I'm going to show you what systems we're going to use on the landing page and what systems we're going to use to schedule appointments as well. So based on the fact that the lead is already on the system, what we're going to do next is also set up an email drip automation system. So we're going to be able to build a relationship with that lead, and also a retargeting system based on the fact that they're already a lead. So you're going to be able to keep in touch with them with a Facebook retargeting ad. So all those people that you're going to follow up with the calls, SMS, emails, and retargeting, you're going to be able to get them to the Calendly link. So if there's a Calendly application that you can set up, we can do that. And then you're going to be able to give them that link and a call to action on every single message or communication you're going to give them so they can schedule an appointment with you, either if they're a seller or a buyer, so you can provide them value on there. So again, the funnel is very easy. We just start from video ads. We get them to a landing page. All the visitors are going to be transferred or transformed into leads. And after that, what's going to happen is we start retargeting them. We start the follow-up process. We get them to the calendar appointment. And then this is where everything happens for your business. So I'm going to just show you the system I'm going to recommend you to use, which is we're going to build all the landing pages, all the upsells, all the things that's going to be relatable to your business. All the videos are going to be there. So that system is going to be convertpages.com. Just go to convertpages.com, just sign up on the system because we don't need to reinvent the wheel in here. Like you're going to have everything you need to have like with a one-page funnel, and we can set up here like everything related to building the funnel, upsells, automating different emails, leveraging different templates, creating different thank you pages and bump offers, and everything that's very important right now for your business. And it's very, very streamlined, so you don't need to waste time, and you should get access to this and give me those credentials so I can get access into the system. I'm going to build the landing page from scratch with the system. And after you get that, I'm going to automate the email actions in here as well, sync that with your CRM system, with Zapier probably. and then make sure we set up all the landing pages, all the thank you pages based on the system. So again, here's the funnel. Here's what systems we're going to use just to sign up, and let me know what questions you have. I'm going to just send you this video as an email, and that's pretty much it, Laura. Have a nice day. Take care.
So if you guys saw the, okay, can you guys hear me now, I suppose?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the video talks a lot about how to build a right funnel. It talks about how to strategically design everything. And unless and until you build your funnel, it's impossible for you to really succeed in any of your marketing plan. And you just got to decide whether what is going to be the right front end offer, where are you going to be driving your traffic from. And you need to then analyze your KPIs and see whether Facebook ad is profitable. Just because Facebook ad is working for everyone doesn't mean it's going to work for your particular client. And just because Google Ads is working for someone, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for your particular client. So when you're just starting out, it's very important that you channelize all your KPIs correctly. Start monitoring every single KPI. And from that point of stage, then decide which one is profitable, and then just start moving your money from that channel and put it into other channels so that you keep generating a positive ROI. So now I will let Ty take over the conversation, and he's going to be sharing his screen and the presentation. And meanwhile, I'll be dropping in and giving more ideas and suggestions as well.
All right. So can everybody see this the screen? I just shared it with you guys. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see it. Okay, cool. So, I think the most important thing that we can talk about here is, how do we convert? And I think the key word here is and keep. The key words here is and keep high-end clients, right? Because we've all been able to maybe land a client or two or three, or maybe you've been, extremely successful in being able to do that. But a lot of the times, you can get a client, but how do you keep a client? Because the reality is you're only going to be able to scale your business when you're able to have repeatable business. And so I think the goal here is to try to find out how do we actually make it so that we can not only just convert people, which is already hard enough to do sometimes in a digital world, but how do we keep those people? And I think the reality is, when you're actually relating to that client, your relationship with them is vital. It's important. How they see things happening. Do they see action? Are you taking action? Is this something that you feel like, are you adding the right kind of value to them and their business? And so let's talk through where the prospect is, because the most important thing that you can understand is where your prospect is. So I think the first thing is there's three things that people will pay for in the world. No matter who you are, no matter where you are in the world, there are three things that people will pay money for. And this is kind of, we have to realize people don't look at it like, this is a thing, different. I've got to do this. They just have a priority system. People, no matter who they are, no matter how many family members they have, or whether they're married or not, they all have priorities. They have the ability to either know something or not know something. So have something or not have something, do something or not do something. And what they do, or what they have, or what they buy, what they pull, when they pull money out of their pocket, it's all based on a priority system that we have to understand to be able to help and support our clients in a way that makes them and has them wanting to come back and renew that business with us. And so the first thing that people pay for is things they need done. Now, you'll find with this one, they're going to pay for things they need done, but they're always looking for the value of it. So, for instance, they need their lawn to be cut. They need, somebody to, they need to maybe get a haircut. They need something to be done. They need maybe someone to do filing for them in their business, or they need something to get done. They need to make sure it gets done. So they're trying to look for the cheapest way to get it done. The problem is if you base your business model off of things that they need done, you're always going to be heckling that client for more money. And they're always going to be saying to you, you're too expensive, because they're going to be looking at you as you're solving a problem of things I need done. I could really do it myself, but if you did it for me, I'll pay you a nominal fee. You don't want to be in this particular category when you're trying to get a high-end client. You don't want to say, oh, I could get that done for you. And they could say, well, I could do it myself. You see, that's not something that they're going to want to come back and renew business with you. So the second thing is things they need managed. Like for instance, everybody's got to do their taxes at the end of the year, right? That's the reason they pay someone $500 a year to do that in their business. They don't necessarily want to pay $500 a year, but it's something that if they don't get it done, they're going to literally not be able to move forward in their business. They're going to get backed up. Something's not going to happen. So you know what they do? They manage it. They say, okay, let me just set aside a budget. I know it's a little bit expensive right now, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And normally they'll pay more money than they need to because they need things to get managed. The problem with this model is that people are trying to get things managed, and normally they're just like, I just want to be done with it. They don't necessarily like the process. They're not enjoying the relationship. They just know I've got to take my tax documents. I'm glad I used that example, but I got to take my tax documents every year. Nobody loves, doing taxes and paying money to get it done. They just know they have to do it. The last thing, and this is where we want to be as agency owners and as people in the marketplace trying to market our services, is things they dream of doing. Now, everyone that's in a business model that's trying to scale that business, you won't know that there's one thing that they have that's absolutely different to these other two reasons, is they have a dream. They have a dream of scaling that business, being successful, whatever success means for them. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that they become a millionaire overnight. It could just mean that they have a goal. They have a goal that they're trying to reach. And so, when you do the numbers and you start realizing when people, let's say they need their yard work done, that's something they need done. They normally tend to spend certain amounts of money, and people don't spend a lot of money on the first two categories. They don't spend money on the things they need. They don't spend money on the things they need done and need managed that much, because they're trying to nickel and dime those things so that they can get back to the things that matter. And that's this third category, the things they dream of doing. And so you saw on the video as Edward goes ahead and tells the client, I know you're trying to hit 600K in sales this year. Let me show you how we're going to be able to accomplish that. Okay. So that's the first thing. So the potential priorities here are things they need to get managed, probably takes up 8% of what they're willing to pay for. The things that they need to get done is probably about 15%. I mean, just look at your own life. You're probably prioritizing this exact same way as well. Yeah, you spend money on maybe pieces of software that help you do this, or maybe you do TurboTax at the end of the year, but you're looking for the best deal. But if somebody comes up to you and says that this is how we're going to be able to reach your dream, all of a sudden now you have the 77% part of your priority list goes towards the things that you dream of doing. And this is where you have to put and craft your pitch. You have to craft your pitch in a way that allows you that your prospect to know, your client to know that you're not just trying to manage stuff for them. You're not just trying to get stuff done for them. What you're trying to do is you're trying to help them reach their goal. And when you can speak and pitch from that particular angle, let's reach your goal. What is your goal? What are your goals this year? Not just what are your small-term, long-term goals? What is it that you dream of? Why did you get into this business? That's something you should ask every client. Why did you get into this? And then when you pitch that product, when you pitch that particular service, you're going to pitch from the perspective that says, listen, this is your dream. I want to see your dream come true. Let's make it happen. And so this is what we see. So why don't those clients invest in you? That's the big question. Why don't they invest in you? Why? What's the big reservations that they have? Let's split this up into the same kind of category, the 100% that we just did on the previous slide. So the first one is, I believe it's mistrust. They don't know who you are. You're not an authority according to them. You're some guy. Maybe you did a cold email to them. Maybe you did a cold call. They have mistrust. Is this guy going to mess me over? What's going to happen? Like, I don't know. Like, am I going to spend a bunch of money and waste my time? I spoke to a guy this last week who was trying to become a client of mine. He gave me a call. He told me that he's already spent $40,000 on a mobile app, and he would like to develop a mobile app. Can I help him develop a mobile app? He's every time I said to him, hey, do you want to pull the trigger? He said no, because he's already spent that money. And he actually kind of falls into both of these two categories that we're talking about here, because also past experiences are against you. Someone else has already messed that client over. Someone else has already done something to cause that client to legitimately mistrust you. And they're looking and they're going, is this person exactly the same as the last person? And so the biggest reason why they have these two reservations already against you before you even do your pitch is because they've had a certain amount of experience as to the fact that their dream is not going to get accomplished. They don't think they're going to be able to scale. They're too busy managing and doing the tasks that need to get done and need to get managed, because they're just like, all the business problems have come their way. Here you are coming and you're saying, let's do the things you've dreamed of. And they're looking and they're going, I don't think you can do it. So what is it that is holding them back? And I believe it's the biggest part. It's they don't know your plan. They don't. 54% of the reason why people don't invest is because they don't know your plan. They don't know why it's different. Like, yeah, the last guy messed them over, but here's how we're going to do this. Here's the step-by-step process that we're going to go through to make sure that you know how this is going to happen. This is why clients don't invest, because when they don't know you have a clear plan, when they don't know that you have a clear way and a clear movement, like I said, I mean, Judith can probably talk to this too when he jumps back on, but he's going to go ahead and show you that he was able to convert several clients already himself by just using MarketPlan.io. Now, it's not the software, just like what Judith said. It's not about the software. It's about the prospect understanding your plan. MarketPlan.io just happens to be a way that clients understand your plan, because we speak marketing language. You know, we can sit there in front of them and say, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a landing page for you. As soon as they land on that landing page, we're going to have an exit pop to make sure that we maximize our lead count. Then we're going to have a chatbot system that's going to be able to come up and be able to ask certain questions, and it's going to be able to convert them after that chatbot. We're going to be able to gather their lead. We're going to run them through an email drip campaign. After that drip campaign, we're going to make sure that we can segment them over to a couple of more free assets. From those free assets, we're going to be able to convert them. And you know what your client is hearing? Wah, 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 wah. But the moment you show them the visual representation of what it is you're actually trying to say, boom, they get that aha moment. So that's why marketing is a game of strategy. And when people understand that, they invest. When people understand that there is a mode, there's a way, there is a system that has to be developed. And we're going to go through a live planning session with you today. And I'm going to show you how we build our marketing campaigns and how I do it most of the time. Before I even mention anything that we're about to do to my team, I do this. I just get on the map. I just start mapping out my funnel. I start mapping out the different possibilities. I struggle with it. Listen, you have to struggle with your plan. Don't think that your plan is just going to come together in 5 minutes. A 5-minute plan, you think you're going to make $1 million of a 5-minute plan? Probably not. You'll probably end up failing. You have to craft your plan. You have to think. You have to think critically. You have to judge yourself harder than you judge others. You have to look at what other people are doing and say, why are they doing that? You have to study other people's funnels and then start building the infrastructure and start understanding how to craft your plan so that you could actually begin to when you come to that client, you feel confident. You can speak from a place of confidence. I know this is going to work. Not only is this working for other people, but I believe we're going to add value to your prospects. Your prospects are going to feel valued. When they feel valued, they're going to give you their email address. When they feel valued, they're going to purchase your products. When they feel valued, you're going to book that appointment, whatever the case might be. And so I see here, Jonathan, you said MarketPlan makes something complicated very visual that anyone can understand. Absolutely, Jonathan. That's the reason why I created it, is because I realized that I myself was unable to communicate what was inside here. And you know what? When you approach your client, unfortunately, your client does not know what you mean, does not know what's in your head. You can tell them all day, and this is why other people have overpromised and under-delivered all the time to that client. This is the reason why they have so much fear. This is the reason why they have they think it's so risky. to be able to dig deeper into their pockets. And they'd rather you manage their social media feed and pay you a nominal fee every month than rather take their marketing to the next level and be able to strategically execute on that. Hopefully that makes sense, guys, because when you actually put the game of strategy in front of them, you're going to be able to convert them in a bigger way. And so let me show you what happens. So in marketing, it's just like football. Football is a game of strategy. And I said this on the last video. Hopefully many of you watched, but for those who didn't, football is a game of strategy. It's a 4-hour game, but you'll find that right in between every single part of it is strategy. There's about 15 minutes of actual game time, and the rest of it's strategy. But the fans will stay inside of the whole deal. They'll stay inside the stadium for 4 hours shouting, "Hooray, hooray, hooray." By the way, that fan is your client. That fan is your client. And if they can see the strategy in action, they'll stay in the stands for 4 hours. They'll stay in the stands for as long as the game goes. You know why? Because they can actually see the game in play. That's why we really considered, should we just make it about planning or should we make it about execution as well? And we thought, no, we have to give the clients, we have to give people in the marketing world the ability to not just communicate what's inside their head, but to actually live action, like execute it. And not only that, be able to live action optimize it. So MarketPlan.io doesn't let you just plan it out and pitch it. But once you've planned it out and pitch it, you just click the live mode whenever we get live mode ready and out. And you're going to be able to not just project, make projections, pitch it to the prospect and say, hey, this is going to convert. This is going to convert. Then they're going to believe you. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to start, if they don't hear back from you, if they're unable to look at their dashboard and see if they really did get a 15% opt-in rate or a 7% opt-in rate, like you said, they're not going to stick around. You can botch the data all day, but if they don't actually see the live data coming through and be able to say, man, they're right, I am converting leads at about 7%. That means I'm closer to my dream. That means my dream is going to come true, which means, what does that mean? Not again, I'm going to make sure I'm saying this. You shouldn't be going out there and promising clients millions and millions of dollars, because then they're probably not going to stick with you if they don't make it. But what you should be promising them is quantifiable pieces of data. We're going to get you, if we get 2,000 visitors to come to this particular webpage, 7% of those people, you're going to have them as leads. That's a real quantifiable thing that when you deliver on that, when you underpromise and over-deliver on that, guess what? Boom. Guess who stays with you next month? That client. Guess who stays with you that year? That client. You know why? Because you've been able to give them quantifiable measures by which, with their own eyes, they've been able to see. And this is why we're encouraging people to get the agency version. You didn't really have to strong arm me. He told you in the last video, you really have to strong arm me, because the agency version, we just know how valuable that is. And we want you guys to be able to leverage the agency version of conversion of MarketPlan.io, because when you're converting your clients, you want to be able to not just convert them, you want to be able to keep them. It's the most important part. So let's see this. After the prospect sees the plan, this is the last slide I have. After the prospect sees the plan, they ask questions. This is normal. Don't feel intimidated in this moment. This is the moment when they try to poke holes in your plan. This is the moment when they're trying to say, so what if that doesn't happen? Well, then you could just say, well, honestly, this is what I'm seeing in the marketplace right now. This is what I'm noticing. This is how I see that everybody else is setting this up. But not just everybody else. I think what you have here is great. This is why we're putting the value in front. This is why I asked you if you could offer this particular thing for free, or if you could write that particular information for me. Maybe we could give away a free PDF, or whatever the case might be, whatever you came up with in your plan. You said the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to add value, and that value we're going to be able to convert on these particular audiences, and that's how we're going to be able to do it. And you're convincing them by every answer you give. They have objections because you're now mitigating their risk. You are now, through talking to that client, you're now mitigating the risk that they have. So what's the next thing that happens? Well, this is the best part. They get excited. You know why they get excited? And you'll start seeing them get a little bit of a giggle. You'll start seeing them get a little bit of a smile. They'll say, man, really, I just can't. I mean, I didn't think this was going to be possible. I didn't think we were going to be able to do this. Once you have a well-executed plan and you've really delivered it well, you're going to get some questions. You're going to get badgered a bit. And then after that, people are going to get really excited. And so they're going to start getting really excited very fast to be able to know, what do I do next? And that's when you give them the offer. That's when they convert. They convert right there on the spot. And the reason why they do it is because, firstly, not only have you answered those first two questions that they had reservations for, but now they know that you have a plan, and they're going to be able to see that plan, track that plan with you, communicate along the way, all the way with you, to be able to see if you are able to reach that dream. I'll be honest with you. I've had clients who have not been able to reach their dream. And you know what? They still stay with us. Do you know why? Because they know that we have a plan, and maybe that plan failed, but you know what? They know that we can make a new plan. And they don't actually like the insecurity of leaving because they know they're not going to be able to plan without us. And so just think about this for a second. You position yourself as an authority when you have a clear plan, when you feel like and you sound like and you look like you know what you're talking about. MarketPlan, I know, allows people to not just try to judge whether you're being a good judge of character, but know that you've put the hard work already into the planning process, and that you actually playing a game of strategy. When they know that you are actually playing a game of strategy, clients are going to convert. And so basically that's my presentation today. And we're going to start building a live funnel right now, right away. I didn't want to take too much time into everything else, but I want to make sure that you did. Are you around? Thanks, guys. Yeah, so I really want everybody to get this part as Judith comes back in, but I really wanted to everyone to understand the whole reason why we did this. We did it in a particular way, and people will ask questions, why aren't you an automation software? Why aren't you? Listen, there's tons and tons and tons of tools out there that do these things, but there's nothing out there that's connecting the client side of things to the actual marketing execution side of things. There's no one bridging that gap right now, and that's what we felt like the need was for in the marketplace. I hope you guys can understand the reasons why we did this is because we felt like there was a massive disconnect, and there was a lot of mistrust for clients to be able to trust. And we also felt like there was a lot of marketers out there that we were meeting that were coming into first-time setup calls or client calls. They were coming in. You know what they were saying? I'm a mess right now. That's what they were saying. I'm a mess right now. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's happening. And so we would just kind of, get back with them and say, hey, can we help you? Can we help you build a plan? And you know what they would say? Please help us build a plan. And we would build a plan together. And you know what? They would go in and they would execute every single thing that they put in the plan. And all of a sudden they would start converting. They would start converting online, and they would say, Ty, oh my gosh. I sat down with a girl. She had no sales, 0 sales. She was a young lady who came into Conversion Fly. We sat down and we started talking about the numbers. Well, she had no numbers because she didn't know how to run traffic. She didn't know how to do all this stuff. We sat down, we crafted a plan. We sat down for about 30 minutes. We crafted a plan, and I said to her, run this play and let's see what happens. She made $10,000 on her launch. You did? $10,000 on her launch. She wrote back.
That's really amazing.
She wrote back in support, and she said, whoever gets this message, please just tell Ty, I just made $10,000 on my launch. Here's a person who had no marketing expertise, had no ability to understand the process of conversion. They just put a plan together. They executed the plan, and boom, $10,000 on a launch. And that's why I say this all the time. I say, listen, if you have an idea, it may not even be your best idea. You're going to have a lot of ideas as an entrepreneur. It may not even be your best idea. That idea can still live, even if it's not your best. If you craft a well-executed marketing funnel behind what it is that you are actually passionate about, you're going to convert at some rate. But the problem is if you don't have a well-executed plan, well, it just sits there for months. And then you don't end up doing anything about it. And, Todd Brown said this to me all the time. He said, the biggest problem with most marketers in this industry is they just don't want to do the work. They just don't know the plan and they just don't want to do the work. And he said, like, listen, it's not hard to convert online. There's a lot of people who are waiting to shell out money. And you know what he said to me? This is what he said to me too. He said, Ty, there's a lot of great products that are just lining the shelves of the marketing world because people do not know how to execute in marketing. People do not have a plan. They don't have an entrepreneurial planning process. They don't spend a lot of their year planning. They just go and they just get all the tools and the gadgets and the gizmos and all these things. And guess what happens? They turn around. They're like, well, it didn't work. Well, why didn't it work? Let's talk about why it didn't work. It probably didn't work because at the end of the day, you didn't put forth the actual planning of it. And that's the reason why we need to make sure that we are those who are planning, executing, and being able to optimize at the same time. And that's the reason why MarketPlan.io is what it is today.
That's brilliant. And also, the next webinar is something that we'll be setting up very soon. I will be providing a lot of value. And I'll also be sharing my marketing funnel for PitchGround that I built to really execute for MarketPlan.io. But that I'm going to be sharing that in the next webinar because we plan to do a single webinar every single week out there on different subjects, on different topics. So we are going to be covering a lot of funneling. So if you really want to get most of the value of how I built the funnel and just created a buzz in just 1 week with the right funneling, MarketPlan was the base I used to really design my entire marketing strategy that went behind it and I executed. It just made my life so much more easier.
Right. That's right, Melissa. Thanks for that comment. Yeah, we really feel like it is bringing things together. Did you want to go ahead and start? Let's go ahead and start building.
I think you should start building up your first funnel that we're going to be designing very intense funnel. And then I'm going to be sharing the funnel that I created for one of my local clients. I showed the funnel to my client and it was a nice $2,000 per month client being closed right away. So I'll be sharing my funnel after that and I'll explain how the entire funnel works. But I'll let you first show your funnel.
Awesome.
with the people. Yeah.
So let's jump into MarketPlan. How many of you guys can see my screen? Let me know in the chat. I want to make sure. All right. Come on. Thanks, Leon. So when we come to marketing, and building a plan, we have to firstly understand what it is we're selling. If we don't understand what it is we're selling, we can't understand how to approach the funnel. A lot of times people try to build the funnel first and then they build the product. I'll tell you more times than ever, know your product better than you're going to know your funnel. Todd Brown, when I was training with him, he would always say the same thing to me. He'd say, Ty, people waste a lot of time. They waste a lot of energy because they don't understand the product. They don't talk about the product. They don't allow the product to do the talking. They just try to get a funnel. They try to get people to do this or to do that. Long-term business is only going to come from planning out a funnel by understanding the product. So let's say, for instance, if someone were to say, I have a particular info product. This is one that a lot of people are trying to convert online today. Let's say they got a book, or let's say they've got a particular course, an online video course, or a 4-part video series, or any of these things. They're looking and they're saying, how can I make sure that I'm going to be able to have, a maximum amount of, funnel flow? Like, how's my funnel flow going to be structured for maximum amount of traffic flow through that funnel? That's the question, right? Well, we have to understand how the product interacts with the prospect. It's kind of like the difference in sales pitch between, some guy, you're walking in the mall and he comes and grabs your wife's hair and says, hey, let me show you how straight your hair gets with this straightener. And he just starts doing it, That sometimes works, but sometimes that doesn't work, with certain products, like let's say it's a, foot cream. You don't want someone just walking up and, starting to touch your feet. That's weird. You have to understand the product. So then when you understand how the product works, you can understand how to pitch the product, because you understand how the prospect logically thinks about the product, how they will naturally approach the product. This is vital. It's a vital part of it. So before you even start planning, you should start thinking, what is the product? Write down a list of what that product is. So let's go through here now and let's talk about this demo plan. Does anybody have a niche they want to go ahead and just kind of talk about what niches you're in? I'm going to be building today. I'm going to be building just a basic info product with an upsell process. So yeah, business coaches, health supplements. Actually, this one will work really well for health supplements as well. This one actually will work in the gardening niche and help supplements very well. Personal development training, absolutely. This funnel will work for that. Keep them coming, guys. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Yeah, viral giveaways. This is not so much of a viral giveaway, but we can talk about that a bit. Authors, this is perfect for authors. Magician training, this is absolutely perfect for that. One funnel to rule them all, Jonathan. Absolutely. Hopefully this is it. Maintenance care plans. Yep, maintenance care plan. This one will work for that. Affiliate marketing. This one may work depending on your affiliate service, whether you're using ClickBank or JVZoo. I'm not sure what you would be using there, or any of these other platforms. Nutrition coaches. This is great for anyone who's selling those kinds of things. This is really great for Rich. This is really great for that too. So the way we always start. Go ahead.
I think since a lot of people are talking about like coaching and stuff, so let's try to build a funnel for them, basically.
Perfect, yeah.
Keeping that in mind.
Absolutely. So I think the first thing you always have to find out is, well, how am I going to get people there? So what I like to do is I like to drag, some ad sets on. I just like to make sure I have a few ad types, maybe, 2 or 3 ad types that I'm going to go ahead and try out. The cool thing about the ad type, the ad type module is once you jump inside, you can start naming it. Let's say, for instance, you're just going to name this, first, first outreach. Let's say we can call this cold traffic. So we'll just call this cold traffic. So we have the cold traffic right here. But here's the cool thing about it. No matter where you are in the process, you want to make sure that you click down this drop down, and here are Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, and you can actually do your own custom. So you can actually come over here and you can actually search. If you have a custom ad type, you can actually do that and enter the name and actually edit the color of that particular. You'll see how the app changes color based on the color that I choose. But I want to just use Facebook for this, so I'm going to click Facebook. We've kind of done these as prerequisites. And, I think I'm going to do an image ad first, so let's talk about that. And I'm going to enter my copy here. But I don't want to do my copy right now. I'm just in planning mode. I'm not actually in execution mode, so I'm just going to start putting things down. Maybe I want to do one video ad and one image ad just to see how that's going to go. Let's see. We want to do some paid search, so let's do some paid search here. I want to make sure that I'm capitalizing on my keywords. So let's say, let's do some paid search with Google. What's the goal of this? I'm going to make sure that it has a goal, and the goal is to, of course, just, get clicks. So maybe just clicks is the goal. And so let's get out of there. The next thing I want to do is I want to get, maybe I want to do a little bit of a keyword planner, and I want to put this right next to Google just to make sure that I'm going to be able to know what keywords I'm going to be trying to hit with that paid search campaign. So that's what I normally do. As I drag the keyword planner right next to my paid search, so I know what I'm going for next, which keywords are live right now, what price they are right now, what they're going for, and how much I'm going to be paying for them. Then I've got my ads. I'm going to do maybe, let's say, another ad set. I'm going to do some Instagram ads. So I'm probably going to just do maybe another video and maybe another. I'm going to just try and maybe split test this against one another. And I'll do an Instagram ad, and we'll just call this cold as well. So right there, I've got my traffic sources and I've got my keyword planner. I'm ready. Remember, I don't actually jump into the apps and start doing all the timey-wimey stuff until I've got the plan ready. That's the most important part. So my question is, how many of you guys are actually leveraging content strategy like a blog right now for your particular niche, for, like, let's say, a info product, or for those coaching sessions? Are you guys doing blogs? Yes, not much. Receiving some mixed reviews here. Yes, okay. Does the tracking track all different sources? Absolutely, David. It does. When it's going to be live, it will track them. Yes, a bit. Chris says. Yes, content. Yeah, content strategy is important, guys. You want to make sure that you have content and that you're able to drive traffic to it, but not necessarily all the time, right? If you're doing cold, sometimes you do actually want to offer value up front. Sometimes the offer is so good and so irresistible to that particular niche, you can go straight to the offer and send them straight to a page. But most times, probably not. You want to be able to add value, give them content, maybe show them some really good content, maybe on your blog, offer them some sort of free PDF or some sort of free course while they're in the middle of that read. Don't be too pushy. Don't be too bossy. You want to make sure you make them raving fans and that they believe you're an authority before that, so that you could actually coach them, so that you can actually convert them. And like I said, be able to, if you're having clients and you want your clients to see this, you want them to be able to build this based on their knowledge resource. And so let's go ahead with that blog planner. So we've got that. We've got our chatbots and emails, but we're going to use that later. So let's go back to now. Let's get to pages. So really what we're trying to do is we're really trying to get leads. Leads is really the currency of this kind of funnel, because if we have leads, then now marketing becomes free. And we know that whenever we're trying to break even on a funnel, ad spend is everything. It's easy to retarget people, but getting them to the site, that is probably the hardest thing that we've had to do, which is why offering something like a blog or something like that is important. Now, inside of the blog planner, just so you know, you can create posts, you can write the posts. So
Hello? Oh, for some reason I've taken over, but I don't have access to Ty's computer. So let's just wait for a few seconds. I think he's back.
Am I back right now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's coming back. That was very random. Oh, he's here.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. Gosh, sorry about that. So I can create posts, I can write them. And then the cool thing that we try to do is we try to make sure that you can stay in one place. So after you're finished writing your blog posts, you can actually edit them. And this is helpful because, you can open up that WordPress URL, especially if you've got a front end editor. If you have a back end editor, you may have to, WordPress does not allow us to embed WordPress into it. So, you want to make sure you're editing your post the way it's going to look. So Divi, elegant themes, Beaver Builder, a lot of these builders are able to work inside of MarketPlan.io. And the reason why we think that it's helpful, and sometimes you can do it in a new tab and just use the actual URL. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look beyond my screen here. But the cool thing that you're able to do is you're actually able to go to the notes right here and pull up whatever you were actually writing. So your actual writing, the transfer from writing to actual blog post is way faster this way. Trust me, you're not having to go from tab to tab. You're not having to move from Builder to, okay, let me go back to my Notes app, and then I've got to pull that back up. And every time you have to do that, oh my gosh, the energy that you're expending and the creative process that is inhibited, we feel like being able to drag your post and your pieces of your text so you can get your images, you can get your memes and all the things that you like to do in your blog organized and done here inside of the blog planner, allow you to be able to leverage MarketPlan to be able to get that blog post up and be able to get going. So yeah, let's start. Let's grab an opt-in page here. We're gonna make a lead magnet, and maybe we're gonna send some cold traffic to that. Now immediately when I drag that over, you're gonna see that MarketPlan.io knows that this is a traffic source, and it also knows that this is a page. So it knows, like, listen, okay, anything that visits this page that's a traffic source, we're gonna run it through these visitors. And so we're probably gonna do the same thing from the paid search. And we're probably going to do the link in the description from Instagram as well for this. So now we can, structure this however you want. Like, again, this is for your niche. You know your channels. You know how people are responding already to your niche. And, you can go ahead and kind of move however you feel it's going to be. But maybe, I want to maybe pay some of that paid search, towards this blog, and have the blog maybe run towards those visitors as well. So this is where it instantly starts to get, a little bit complicated and where you can start managing. This is where your client normally gets lost. because they don't actually see the visual representation. They don't know, okay, we're also going to run Google ads to our blog, and we're going to try to make sure to retarget those people, or we're going to send them from the blog through a lead generation to that. So I could just as easily grab this and come back to my campaign apps. And when I'm explaining this to the client, I could say, we're actually going to capture their lead on here, on the blog, and we're actually going to go ahead and email them to this page. So this is how we're going to get them back to become this. So let's say we're not going to be able to convert them as a lead there. Let's kind of just take a couple steps back. We know that, okay, maybe we haven't collected their lead yet. We could even send them to the offer. But hey, we're going to literally direct link them maybe on the blog as a right ad on the blog. We do this with ConversionFly. When people come onto the blog, we say, hey, get a free account of ConversionFly today. It's right on the top right of our blog. And you know how many people buy from that? I can show you inside of ConversionFly. When we track our own funnels, man, there's a lot of people buying from that particular image. And so now we're able to track that. You're going to be able to track that with MarketPlan as well. And so from there, we want maybe we want to do a sales video. We want to do a video page after that, and that's maybe what we're going to offer them is, we're going to offer them a video. So we know that now MarketPlan IO knows that, listen, this traffic is coming from an opt-in page. So because it knows that, it's smart. It knows that these are obviously leads, because if they made it past the opt-in page, guess what? They're leads. I'm going to take a little bit of a second, and I'm going to go ahead and just answer some questions. I'm back. It's one of the favorite ability to design the whole thing out. That's awesome, Jonathan. Thanks. Blogs, ads, everything. I hope you're recording locally. I've lost the video and sound 10 minutes ago. Still not back. No sound. Software records everything. Okay, hold on. So is there a problem? Okay, mind blown. Okay. So you guys, am I back on? Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Video and sound are back. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jonathan. Cool. Okay. So does everybody get the funnel up to this point? Does everybody understand how we've been able to kind of get up to this point? Can you guys respond in the chat? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Frederick. I got a yes from you. Yes, Leon. Thank you. Yes, Christian. Yes. Okay. So cool. So we understand where we are in the process. That's great. Normally what happens after this sales video is maybe we're going to let them, this is the value that we added. So we gave them this. Maybe we're going to let them cool down. So once we let them cool down, we want to go ahead and grab an email sequence at this point. And we want to make sure that we can, convert them. So inside of the email editor, we're going to be able to do, okay, this is the first email. Maybe it's just like, hey, thanks, thanks for this. We can actually write that. We can set whether that email is actually live inside of our autoresponder. Maybe we just want a nice, clean space. When I was meeting with Todd Brown brought the #1 paid copywriter in the world to MFA Live last year. While I was there, Clayton Makepeace, the top paid copywriter of the world, he said, you know what the secret to writing great copy is? And everybody's saying persuasion, psychology. You know what his answer was? A nice, clean, white space. That was his answer, Yudit. His answer was a nice, clean, white space to write your copy. And when I said that to Yudit earlier yesterday, he said, man, that's what I use. Every time I write copy, I just want to get distractions out of the way. We actually have this full screen mode. You can kind of go into full screen mode and be able to edit that particular email, enter your subject line, enter the purpose of this email, hit save, and all of a sudden be able to know and have your team know what the purpose of this particular email is. If you're writing emails at random, don't do that. Don't do that. Better, less is more. Intentionality is way better than not having intentionality. You have to have intentionality. It's the biggest part of what makes marketing marketing. You have to know, why am I messaging this? This is why I built this way. Because when I was editing my emails, I forgot the purpose of the email sometimes. So I'd get distracted. I'd write about something. I'd start writing about something, and it wasn't congruent with what I was really the goal I was really trying to hit. So MarketPlan IO is, again, asking me, what is the purpose of that? So then I could just say, okay, let's say here's a couple of conditions. So let's say if, viewed, if they viewed this email, then I want to make sure that I, wait, 3 days, Or let's say we wait 1 day because we were trying to be a little bit aggressive on you. And then I'm going to email my next email right here. So this could be, why me, right? That's a good thing to ask your prospect or someone you're trying to coach. Why me? Why should I? Kind of maybe just talk about who you are. You don't have to brag. You just have to tell them why it is that you believe you'll be able to help them. Add value. Tell them exactly what I told you in the presentation earlier. Be able to add the value to them. Be able to help them with what they've always dreamed with. Don't just say to them, hey, I feel like I can really solve some issues. I can really help with some of the tasks that you're being bogged down with. People don't want to pay for that stuff. They don't want to pay for that stuff. They'll pay, like Susie Q, who's 17 years old, for that stuff. They don't want to pay you. They want to pay you for helping them reach their dreams, okay? So that's the most important part. So now I've got this email sequence. It's all ready and set up. Now I'm actually going to present the offer to them. So let's go back to our pages. And here, the order page. Now the order page, we're going to send them from that email. We're going to get them there. Now MarketPlan, I know, knows, hey, these are visitors, and that's great. So we got these visitors coming down the line. And so actually we wanted to present an upsell. And I'm going to be stopping for questions here in a bit because I don't want to go too far down the line. But we have an upsell coming up. We want to make sure that you break even on this funnel. Todd Brown always said to me, you want to make sure that you can break even. Before you go ahead and set up something super fancy and optimize it, you want to make sure you can break even. So the plan is for an upsell. Maybe we won't go with the upsell at first, but we know that we do want one because we're going to run some projections here. We're going to see how it could be possible for us, especially based on our traffic channels, how we're possibly going to need an upsell to be able to break even and get to profitability. So, so here we go. We're going to add that. Guess what comes up? A sales module. Why? Because people were just on an order page. MarketPlan IO's smart technology allows people to know, allows you to be able to not have to do the guesswork of if they say, is sales coming from you? If they're on an order page, we know that they're going to an upsell, they're going to have sales. And guess what? The same thing for the confirmation page. So we've got the confirmation page, we're going to confirm it, and guess what? Booyah, sales coming from that. And so at this point, we've got pretty much a funnel. We've got our funnel that funnels people through to the thank you, but we have some things that are not in place yet because we don't actually have a business model. I'm just looking right here to make sure that we are thinking through the process. This, right now, we've gotten them to opt in. That's a really great thing, but what happens after they opt in? We need, this is an email sequence for after they've watched the video, which is great. But we also might need an email sequence to get them to watch the video. Some people, they opt in, but they don't watch the video. So we want to know, did they actually watch the video? So here's another email sequence that we're going to shoot them to. And we're going to make sure that this email sequence basically just shoots them back as a lead to here. And so it comes from here. And you see that nice little convex we've got going. We know, okay, cool. These people did not convert to the video. Maybe they saw the email, but now we want to send them on a sequence. Again, we can build a 3-part sequence to them and have our automations run inside of our autoresponders, but at least we know this has been set. It's been done. So cool. And also, not just that, but maybe on this opt-in page, maybe we want an opt-in video, or maybe we want to start planning out that video that we're going to have on the sales video. So let's actually drag out some of our more tools. Let's go to a task. And let's put this down here, and let's go inside, and let's call this the pitch. This is the pitch video, right? This is the one that gets them to possibly convert over, or maybe this is the value add. So let's just say this is the pitch, or maybe it's not the pitch. Let's just say it's the value. This is the value vid that we're going to offer them. And so here we go. What is this? So let's just type in video right here, and let's put a video in there, and let's keep the color the way it is. It looks great. So now we know this is our video. We can actually start writing our video script inside here. We're writing our video script right here. We can basically say, are you struggling, to get more leads? And then, go on and on and on through here. This is our option. Now, again, remember, every single mini app in MarketPlan IO can have a checklist. So I can basically say, write, the script. And I could say, okay, write the script. Let me go ahead and assign this to myself, because maybe I'm a solopreneur, or assign this to someone else. Assign this to my friend, my colleague. Assign this to anyone. You see immediately when I have a task, now this is set to 0%. And you'll see that if I don't assign it to myself, if I unassign it for a second and I hit done, you'll see that here this says 0% done, which means that this marketing asset is not done yet. I'm not ready to set my funnel live. This is 0% done. So now when I come in here and I say, okay, well, assign that to me, the moment I assign that to myself, now all of a sudden there's a 1 on there. So I know this is not done because of me. This is not done because I have something left to do. Now here's the cool thing is when you're doing the team collaboration side of MarketPlan.io, if I were to assign, let's say to Tyler, our ops manager, if I were to assign tasks to him inside of the video, it's not going to show 3 up top here because I've assigned 2 items to him and 1 to me. It's still going to show 1. So every single team member inside of MarketPlan.io sees only the tasks that they are responsible for so that they can execute their marketing. And so, listen, I'm getting a poll here, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer. Yeah. So, listen. I mean, it's important that you understand that what's in your where's the ball in your court, right? Maybe you've assigned it over to your friend. You want to know, or you sign it over to your work colleague, or to your business consultant, or to your actual client. Maybe you invited them in to collaborate with you as a user. You want to know, hey, what's in your court? What's in my court? What do I have responsibility to do, and what do you have responsibility to do for me? And I can come in here, like I said, I can have multiple, tasks. Let's say, for instance, it's record the script. Record the script. So I'm going to put record there, and you can see here. Let's say, for instance, I get done writing the script. I'm done. Mark that as done. I'm 50% done with this. You'll see here that also represents here 50% done with the video script, with the value vid. Great. That's awesome. But now let's talk about what happens after people opt in and they don't do anything else. We want to make sure that we bring back, let's come back to our ad set. Let's drag this in. We're going to do some retargeting. So again, we're going to come here. We're going to do some Facebook retargeting. And we're going to call this retargeting. This is how we're going to make sure to get them to see that video, because we know if we get them to see that video, that they're going to have the amount of value, already be in the right mindset for us to pitch that product. Now I'm going to mention this right now because I want to do something with you. But let's say on this video ad, I come in here and I basically say the actual ad URL. I can go into Facebook and I can navigate all through the menus and through everything regarding that, and I can come through and I can basically get the exact URL for when I have the ad open. And when I come back and I just go to view ad, it'll open up the exact ad, so I don't have to go through all of my menu and kill my creativity again. I can see it right there on the spot. My projected budget, hey, for this ad, I'm going to run $500 to this. And when we get to live, you're going to be able to say whether this is a one-time expense or a monthly expense. And we're going to be able to calculate that particular expense based on your monthly budget. But right now, because live mode is not working, I can actually enter the media URL. So let's say, for instance, if I were to go to, have a particular, Facebook ad, I can just go to that image, right-click the image on the Facebook ad, and instantly say, copy image URL. Come in here, paste and hit done, and you'll instantly see that my budget goes to $500 on this ad. And if I were to add, let's say, for instance, $200 on this ad, I've got $200 on this ad, $500 on this ad, and the total budget here is $700. Now, I could come back to these ads here in particular, and I could go ahead and edit theirs as well. Let's say, for instance, this one is a $300. Let's say this one, these are lifetime projections. Let's say this one is $700. And so now, hey, I've kind of racked up my ad cost. I'm racking it up. As you can see here, if I click the projections mode, oh man, I'm already $1,700 in the hole. I better make some money. I got to make some money here soon. I got to make sure that I can make some money here. So let's go ahead and populate some sales. Actually, first let's do this. Let's populate some visitors. How much traffic do I need to drive from these traffic sources to be able to break even? Let's do some projections. Let's go ahead and start with some projections. Let's say I want 1,000 people. Let's say out of that 1,000 people, And like I said to you in the beginning of the webinar, for those of you guys that missed, we're actually installing a feature today or tomorrow that's going to allow you to put percentages in these boxes so that you don't have to actually put numbers in there. We understand, we've heard from the users already. Our beta testers have said, Ty, we want to be able to run a projection by just using this number alone and have the percentages of these change based on everything. So you could come here and say 15% and 7%, and so you would know the percentage of conversion through, and we'd be able to run those projections based on that as well. So let's just say, for instance, out of those 1,000 people, we had a pretty good, opt-in rate. Let's say, for instance, it was 10%. So that's 100 people. 100 people as lead. Let's say we had, out of those amount of people that actually went to the order page, let's say we had 50, because they were highly engaged audience. Okay. Now here's the question: how much are you going to sell out of those 50 people that hit the order page? What is your order form completion rate? This is a stat that we offer inside of MarketPlan.io. That's a conversion fly number. It's one of the 21 key marketing metrics. What is my conversion rate? So let's just say, for instance, I've got this coaching course. I want to become a coach. It's a coaching call, one free coaching call. Let's say, for instance, it's not a free coaching call. Let's say it's $100. It's a $100 coaching call. And how many units do you think from those 50 prospects are we going to sell? Let's be realistic and say we sold, 10 of them. We sold 10 units. So instantly you can see here, we've got $1,000. We got 10 people converted, $100 a piece. And inside of our projections, you can see here, automatically we're starting to get an average visitor value. We're starting to get an average lead value. We're starting to get everything. An average transaction value. We're starting to get everything that we need to now start to know, how am I going to break even? And you can see here, we know now that we're still in the whole $700. We need to do something. We need to do something here. What are we going to do to be able to break even? Well, we're going to offer an upsell. Right when they check out and they say, yeah, I'm going to take that $100 coaching, maybe call or mentorship or whatever you're wanting to do. It might be even more than that. It could be a high ticket item where you're giving them an opportunity to be coached by you for a month. That maybe something like $800 or $400 or whatever you end up deciding based on what value you're going to be adding to them and what you're telling them they're going to get with the offer. But maybe beyond that, you want to offer them something else, and maybe you want to talk to them about joining your elite group. Their elite entrepreneur planning group. So let's say, for instance, this is the elite package. This is the elite package, and we're going to be selling this for, let's say, for instance, we want to sell this for $299. Well, it's an upsell. We're trying to make sure we can break even, and so let's say we want to do $399. $399 for this, the elite package, the offering them, and let's say out of those 10 people, you're trying to sell 4. You're trying to, right? In your projection, you're trying to. Well, guess what? You just broke even, and not just that, you're profitable, right? I'm just looking over my screen right now because I got this other screen here. But you're profitable right now. You're profitable. That's the most important thing. You're profitable at this point in your marketing funnel. So now, the moment you show this to a prospect, let's say I'm pitching this to a client. I show them, listen, these are not fancy numbers. These are not fancy numbers. You want to scale your business. If we put just 1,000 people through this door, guess what's going to happen? Just 1,000 people coming through the door. We're going to retarget them. We're going to make sure to maybe retarget them over to the page here. We're going to be able to once they become a lead, we're going to be able to offer them all kinds of value here. And just 1,000 people, with 100 people opting in, that's a 10% conversion rate. We stand the chance, if we just sell 10 units or whatever we end up selling, we stand the chance of breaking even and becoming profitable. What happens if you put, 3,000 visitors? And then we start changing the units. And that's why we're installing this percentage module in the next couple of days here, because all of these values would change if you see the whole value change based on what you feed the funnel. Well, if you had the same opt-in rate of 7% and the same conversion rate of 20% and the same sales conversion rate of 5% or 0.3% or whatever you're looking at, now all of a sudden you're going to be able to make this projection. But not just that. Now your prospect starts getting excited. they go, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make sure that I'm going to get this done? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm excited. Let's do it. But how are we going to see the progress? We're going to tell them, I'm going to invite you in to my own custom branded MarketPlan.io account. They won't even know that it says MarketPlan.io. It'll have your own custom domain. It has your own logo. It looks like you. The colors of the whole app have changed to your brand. And now they get to hit live mode. That's also colored to your brand. And they can see, hey, how's the last 7 days gone? How's the last month gone? How's the last 14 days, last 30 days, 90 days? When live mode is up and running, people are going to be able to see the flow of the traffic right through your funnel. They're going to be able to see the live sales data. Notice that when I'm in live mode and I go to the sales data, whoa, this looks different. Yeah, because it's live. I'm going to add my new product here, and I'm going to be able to say, would you like to use webhooks? Yeah, I want to use a webhook. I can go to my platform and say ClickFunnels, Digistore, Infusionsoft, Entreport, PayPal, Samcart, Shopify, Stripe. This is our lossless, we call this our product sync technology. We brought this to you from ConversionFly right inside of MarketPlan.io. So the moment a real sale happens on any of these platforms, we receive a notification from your payment processor. The moment someone buys that from Stripe, Stripe sends MarketPlan.io a notification, and boom, guess what? No Google Analytics bad sales happening. No bad sales data because of some weird pixel that's gone off. And even Facebook has issues with this, guys. We have to make sure that we get the notification from the source. So that's why we built product sync technology into MarketPlan.io. So once we do that, we can just say, okay, yeah, this particular product is connected to the upsell page and it's coming from the order page. We connect it. Great. Cool, we're done. Now we're going to see how live mode actually works. These numbers are going to change. Whenever you click live mode, these numbers will change to real numbers, allowing you to actually see. See, most clients are going to be able to actually feel excited when they feel a part of the play. Get them to be a part of the football team. Don't just say to them, stand in the crowd. You know, what's the most exciting thing that happens in the NBA for a fan, right? Someone invites them down onto the court and they get to dribble the basketball with the team. I mean, have you ever had that happen to you? Have you ever had an opportunity to like be at a sports game and then maybe they gave you an opportunity to shoot a goal with someone or do something with someone? Have you ever had that opportunity?
Dude, I would wish to, because I remember when I was in Los Angeles a few years ago, Manchester United is my favorite club, and it was my dream to watch Manchester United playing live because obviously I haven't been to Manchester ever to watch the game live. And the moment I found out that they're coming and they were playing against LA Galaxy, I was like, damn, man, I might be the first person to buy the ticket probably. Yeah, awesome. And I so wanted to like go and like meet the players. I just wish I had the opportunity, man.
That's it. And I think everybody likes that opportunity to say, man, I'm involved in this process. This is my business. The last thing they want to do is just let it go and say, just do it for me. That's called managing tasks. That's when someone they don't believe that you're going to help them with their dream. They don't believe you're going to help them with success. The only thing that they really believe is, well, I mean, you know, you're going to manage some tasks or you're going to help me get some things done. They're going to pay you little bits of money. You're not going to be able to get a high-end client that way by just doing menial tasks. You're just going to be their slave. You're going to be their slave. When you want to actually show them their dream and how you're going to be able to accomplish their dream, you can put these numbers in. And these numbers are small. These numbers are small, but I'm telling you right now, as the scale begins to go, I always start small. I like to under-promise and over-deliver. Let me take some questions. I spent 6 years in Manchester. Okay, awesome. Old Trafford.
So the question,
Manchester United.
So the questions are at the end. So I think let me take over the presentation and I'll show my marketing plan that I built out using MarketPlan.io. And after that, we'll just start taking up all the questions after that.
Perfect.
Just a moment.
Frederick says, can you explain the live mode and how it will work? Yeah, so simple. It's getting simple. You're going to be able to just grab the tracking code on the top, put it on all your pages, inside of the header or the footer of your site, and the MarketPlan.io will take care of the rest. Inside of all of your mini apps, your blogs or whatever, you see here that you have opportunity to create links And those links will be able to tell you where the traffic is converting through the funnel, so that you can.
So right now, Tile, my screen is being shared.
Sure.
So let me just take over this funnel, and then we'll answer like all the questions. So I've renamed this to as client 1 because obviously I didn't want the client to be named. So this is the funnel that I've built. I know it might scare a lot of you at first, like what's happening. But the moment you see like the way the funnel has been built, you will see like how we have really made sure that we end up closing every single lead that we capture. So here is our lead magnet page that I had built for that particular client. And currently I'm driving traffic through Instagram, Facebook ads, just normal some social media posts here and there, and then Google AdWords. So there's going to be like 2 sets of Google AdWords. One is going to be the display ads, and one is going to be the search ads. So we're pushing traffic to this lead magnet. Now, the moment the lead subscribes over here, we're pushing them directly for an upsell. This is very important because you need to offset your cost right away for whatever you're spending on your ads. And if you don't do that, and if you do not break even, like Ty was saying, that you certainly have some big issues with your funnel. So you always have to ensure that if you're spending $1, make sure that you make your dollar back over here so that you can offer something else in upsell later on, or like some kind of one-to-one consultancy. So the client is into like pure one-to-one consultancy. And this is where the call part comes in, which I'll be sharing later on. So what I have done is, if the person did not buy, then I will start with the email sequences. And at the same time, I will start my Facebook ads retargeting to only those people who have opted in, but who have not made the purchase. So this way, I start following up very aggressively. And what I did was for building up sequences. So the niche was very similar to what like Anik Singhal did. So I just grabbed in all the sequences that I had over here. I built out my sequences very quickly over here. That saved me like a huge amount of time. So I had all my sequences ready from Castletter. And after that, I pushed that particular traffic into my sequence to my webinar page. Now, what I wanted to make sure is that if they didn't convert directly, I want to first offer value. So this is where now the lead is already nurtured and it's warmed enough where he will go and check out my evergreen webinar. I'm not pushing him directly to the webinar, and this is one of the mistakes that most people make today, where they try to push the traffic directly to a cold to a evergreen webinar, and then they are saying that it's not converting. That's because the technique of just pushing into a cold webinar is just not working anymore. So you got to make sure that you warm up your lead enough where they're just gonna come in and they're gonna dive in over here and they're just gonna watch. And then at that point of stage, we'll be pushing them directly to the order page from the webinar, where we are seeing a lot of conversion. Even then, if they don't convert, then we are still showing them this retargeting ad only to those people who have been in this particular webinar, who have attended that. So that's where this comes in. And the moment any of them makes a purchase, either in this part of the funnel or in this part of the funnel, we have started its own email sequence again, from thank you to like just keeping the communication going on, along with getting them on the call. And this is where my client is pitching for a direct like $3,000 for like half of the year plan, where she's pitching for that one-to-one consultancy. So either they convert here or they convert here. She's trying to get them on a call and trying to convert a customer who has already paid into a big ticket size client is a lot more easier versus getting someone directly on call at a very initial stage. So this is the funnel that I built. If you guys want, I can share the screenshot with you later on. Anytime you guys want, trust me, this is a proven funnel. I've used this funnel many times for my own strategies, for my client strategies, and this funnel works brilliantly. And when I showed this funnel to my client, that client was just stunned. Like I literally closed the deal right on the spot, because there is nothing better than this. Like, it's very clear. And now imagine if I would have just disappeared this with a brand new blank page, and if I would have explained to you without this, you guys would have been wondering what is going on. So something like this can really be handy when you are just designing your funnel with your team or just for yourself. And what I feel is like such kind of powerful tool in general can really help you out in combination of some other tools that you can use. So this is the funnel that you guys can use right away. Take a screenshot, or there will be a replay after this, or I'll just share a screenshot post webinar as well. So if you guys still have any questions, sorry.
Just before we go to questions, I just want to let everybody know, just be on the lookout in the next couple of days inside of MarketPlan.io. We actually are going to be posting the most popular maps into your account. We're just going to give you a bunch of examples so that you can learn it and understand. It's going to be pre-populated with tasks and everything. It's going to have the works in there. So
what we'll do, Ty, what we'll do is the funnel that I have created, we'll just save it as a template and push it to everyone's account.
Absolutely.
As like a special funnel that everyone can use right away. So I really hope that funnel can help you guys build a profitable conversion funnel.
And just so you know, like, this is what we plan to do. Right now, we're just going to release some projects to you. They're going to be in a different project. They'll be in an example project. But what we plan to do essentially when we get to this stage is you're going to be able to save like whole elements. You're going to be able to save like just a piece, like just maybe like, let's say, for instance, you have, I don't know, like an email sequence, a welcome email sequence. Well, you're going to be able to just plug and play that email sequence onto the canvas. And you're going to be able to save your own templates, whether they're multiple funnels or whether they're multiple elements or multiple modules on the page, or whether it's just one module. You're going to be able to save it as a template and be able to insert it onto the canvas at any point, pre-populated with your tasks, pre-populated so that when you're getting a funnel going for a new client or when you're getting something going, let's say, for instance, okay, I've got to set up the ad, I've got to build the creative, I've got to do this. Like, you have all those tasks in there, you could drop that right on the page and automatically it's going to automate those tasks. All you got to go do is assign those to the people that they need to be assigned to, and boom, you're off to the races. You can now use this as your project management tool, and you can piece this fast. This is part of what we plan on bringing, but we wanted to make sure the next couple of days you had something. So we're going to be putting those example projects in, but be on the lookout for the actual templates that are going to be able to be customizable here soon as well.
And also, what I'll do is, if you guys want, I can share this entire. I'm going to share my screen again. So if you guys want, what I can do is I can share this entire funnel of Anik Single for you guys if you guys want to use it. So just drop in like I want it, or just say like yes, and we'll export and we'll give it to you guys, and you guys can implement it right away. Put everything inside. So just put the entire funnel right inside your funnel for your entire market plan. Your entire funnel into your market plan and just implement it right away with your team. So I'll share that entire funnel with you guys.
That's awesome. Do you want to get some questions, Judith?
Yeah, so we'll start taking questions, and let's start with the very first question. The question is from, just a moment. Okay. So the question is from Melissa. How are Thai software programs going to work together? So I think she's referring to Conversion Fly. Melissa, can you be a little more clear with your question? Like, what kind of software? Like, how are you talking about in terms of working together? Meanwhile, I'll take the second question. Yes, she's talking about Conversion Fly.
Okay.
So, yeah, on to you.
Yeah, so Conversion Fly, the reason why we chose to go this route with MarketPlan.io is because, Conversion Fly, we found that a lot of people, they want to know certain parts of the process of their funnel. Conversion Fly is primarily an optimization tool. MarketPlan.io is much more of like the bigger picture, like the analytics side of MarketPlan.io, while exactly the same technology, because it's built by the same team, the metrics for MarketPlan are built by the Conversion Fly team, which means we leverage the same technology. So you're going to have the same exact technology, but where we feel like Conversion Fly adds a lot of the value is in regards to when you are actually starting to scale that business. So Here, you're in MarketPlan.io, you're planning, you're executing, and you're beginning to cut out your winners, and you know which links are working for you, you know which links are not working for you, and you start scaling. Where ConversionFly comes in is with the 21 key marketing metrics, which allows you to actually scale your business. And so it's kind of a different setup. It's made for two different purposes, if that makes sense. So what we've tried to do is you try to let people know, like, hey, with ConversionFly, the goal of ConversionFly is if you already have a successful funnel that you're trying to now scale, and you want to know your lifetime value, and you want to know what subscriptions are coming through, and you want to know, these scalable metrics. Whereas with these metrics, these are break-even metrics, these are profitability metrics, these are, to try to see if you can get the funnel to do what you want it to do. Once you get to that place, you're going to look at MarketPlan and you're going to say, man, it's great. I have everything I need here, but I'd love to know my lifetime value. I'd love to know, we give you the numbers like average transaction value and average, lead value and average visitor value here in MarketPlan. But the big companies that scale, they know that if they don't know their lifetime value, they're not really spending enough on traffic. Big businesses don't look at ads as a bad thing. Big businesses look at ads as they don't even look at customer acquisition. If they get a customer for free, that's like the cherry on the cake. They want to pay for traffic because they want to actually use these numbers. And so we have a lot of users that come from that, extreme, marketing ready. My funnel is ready to be optimized to the next level, ready to, run, these massive, scaling campaigns, ConversionFly. Whereas I'm starting out to plan a new funnel. I'm getting ready to execute this. I'm running this with my team. I want to make sure that which links are profitable. I want to start scaling those links, MarketPlan.io. And that's why we felt like a really good lead into ConversionFly would be something like MarketPlan.io, because a lot of people, they'll get a ConversionFly account, and we realize they haven't even built their funnel. We realize they haven't even started measuring their links. They haven't even started doing that. So they'll get it and they'll say, oh, ConversionFly is how is it adding value? And I'll say to them, well, you got to build a funnel first. Yeah. Do you have a funnel? So we wanted to say, like, most of the customers that ended up leaving, we would survey them and we'd ask them, why are you leaving? And although they're a small percentage, we want to know. And they said, listen, like, the reason why is because I don't actually have a funnel. I don't know how to plan. I don't know how to execute. So we saw a massive, massive gap in the marketplace for something like this. And that's the difference why. That's why we created two separate products, because we knew that people were coming from two different places. Either I'm an intermediate or a novice at marketing, and I'm passionate about my business, or I'm a pro-level marketer who's already making money on my funnel and I'm ready to scale now. It's two different pieces of the pie, if that makes sense.
Okay, so let's move on to the second question, which is from Sandy. Does MarketPlan come with training or sample maps to make us better experts on what kind of funnels and content strategies work for different niches? So,
yeah, absolutely. We talked about that a little bit here before, the templates, being able to, what I'm actually trying to do, just so everybody knows, I'm trying to get, and Udit, I guess, will be the first one, the superstar marketer, that'll build the first funnel inside of MarketPlan.io. But I'm trying to actually get some of the pro guys that I know to build these funnels for you guys, so that you'll know that they're not just, some random dude making funnels saying, hey, these work, that these are actually conversion tested, proven funnels that are proven to work. We already have 15 of them ready to go. But we plan on really making sure that we just get approval and get everything that we need for those to be able to put their name on it. And you'll be able to say, cool, I like this marketer. I really like what they do. I want to go ahead and, use that particular funnel, like they did and set it up like the pros do it. So that's what we're trying to do with that. So just so you know, when it comes to templates, that's kind of the road we're headed down.
All right. So also, Sandy, I've just pasted the link for the YouTube videos where we have uploaded how you can get started with MarketPlan. So we have all the trainings, we have all the videos already on our YouTube channel. So you can just go check it out, start watching, start implementing. And if you're stuck ever, then we have a group. We have MarketPlan's official group. We have PitchGround's group. We're here to help you out. So the community is there to help you out. The community is there to help you take action, but you have to take that first step. We can hold your hand during your journey, but you have to make that first step.
Right.
Always remember that. Okay, so moving on to the next question.
The reality behind converting online, a lot of people will just tell you, I'm going to give you a strategy that's going to help you convert. And how many of those courses have you been on and it didn't work for your business? Like, only you know your business better than anyone else. You know how you're passionate about it. You should pitch it the way. This is why we want people to start mapping themselves. We want people to actually say, like, okay, I just saw a template, but I don't think that's going to work for my prospect. Like, you're going to know your business, and the only way you're going to be able to see whether it works is to get it live. So go ahead and start planning and executing it. And guess what? Get it up, fail fast, and then guess what? Get up and do it again until you find one that works. You know, like there's a company, Agora Financial, that Todd Brown actually does some consulting for. They're one of the top copywriting companies in the world. They say they try out 1,000 funnels before they hit the right one. See, the reality is you got to be prolific about your marketing. You've got to be prolific about what it is you're doing. Don't give up. You're going to find the right one. You're not going to have to take 1,000 times, because if you start optimizing the one that you already have, you're going to be able to make something decent that's going to be able to make you money while you craft the other ideas and get to 1,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. And always remember that marketing is all about testing.
Absolutely.
Like testing. That's it. And until you find something that's really working for you. All the strategy and everything can help you save a lot of testing time, but you still need to test for your niche.
That's it.
So moving on to the next question. It's again from Melissa. She's saying, do you charge just to map out the plan with them, or do you offer at no charge? So Melissa, usually what happens with agencies is that you got to offer something as a base. Like when your clients see that your entire funnel is actually visible, it's much more easier for you to close them because they don't know how to execute it. That's why they have approached you on the first case. So don't charge them just to build out the funnel. Show them this is something that can be executed, and then close them. And then they would not know how the process of execution works. That's why they have approached you in the first place. So that's what I feel. What do you think about it, Ty?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think this is a leverage tool to be able to connect with the client. It's not you don't charge them for it. You connect them with it. You offer this as a service to them, just to say to them, listen, I want you to be a part of our team. A lot of times they like feeling like their dream. Like, if you're going to take my dream, like, can you involve me, please? Because I really want to act like I was part of it. Like, I don't want you to just go and solve the problem for me. It's my dream. Like, imagine if you had a dream that was your favorite dream ever. Like, you fell asleep, you had a dream, it's your favorite dream ever, but you realize that you're not you. You'll be like, no, this had to be me. It had to happen to me. You know, you want it to happen to you. So involve them, involve your client in the process, and say, hey, like, you know, comment on what you feel like this looks like, or, you know, come around. I mean, we had some people inside the Facebook group that have asked us tons of times, like, hey, Ty, you know, we want to start getting more client involvement. Agencies are changing. Trust me, we're listening. We're listening to that. We may change permissions here soon with that. So we're just trying to make sure that we listen to everybody as much as possible to make sure that as your needs grow, as your business grows, that this tool is going to be a connection point between you and your client.
All right, moving on to the next question. It's from David. How do you know someone hasn't watched a video so the email sends out to that lead? And is it possible to not send an email if they have watched the sales video?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Edith? What would you say?
Ideally, if someone has watched my video, I will still send an email. If they've not watched my video, I still send an email. I need a reason to.
I was about to say the same thing, but I didn't want to step on any toes. Listen, I'll be honest. A lot of what we do in marketing, we're trying to get the minimum viable out, David. We're trying to make sure that, you know, a lot of people will tell you, get this app. It's going to tell you how long they watched the video and whether those things are important. But what's more important is copy. What's more important is your follow-up. What's more important is that they know that there was a video. Maybe they had the time to watch it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe you can use your autoresponder for whether they clicked on the page. That's a really important. The one I know that a large percentage of the people at least started watching the video. And then I can get those stats from like Vimeo. Like, if that's $3 a month from Vimeo to host my videos, so they can tell me, hey, what's my watch through rate? I'm not wanting to know whether Joe Schmo watched the whole video. I'm just wanting to know, is the video actually keeping people's attention? If I know that the video is teaching people's attention, I can move on because, and this is what I always say, a lot of people want data that doesn't necessarily put dollars in the bank. They want to know, this is what, they want to know whether this event happened and did they click this button? And when they click this button, did they actually click that button? And if they didn't buy or if they didn't become a lead, what does it matter? Are you going to sit there going through every single person that didn't do it rather than know the people that did? You are there for the people that did. You are there for the clients that did. Go and take care of those clients. Go and be with those clients. Treat them well. They'll spread the news. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to send someone else to you. They're going to send good business to you. You've got to be able to know the people that did convert, not just the people that didn't. Of course, if you have a low watch rate on your Vimeo video or on your Wistia video, whatever you have, on your YouTube video, change the video. Absolutely, change the video. But from my perspective, and I'm sure Judith's maybe resonating with this too, I don't try to get into all that nitty gritty because that's just a distraction from the thing that I'm actually trying to get, which is I'm trying to get them to convert.
Exactly. And for that, there is only one sales process, which is follow-up. That's it. If you don't follow up, you lose a client. It's as simple as that. And it's been proven many times that there has to be at least 7 points of communication before you can close a particular client. So you have to make sure that you at least get in touch with them 7 times before they actually close. If you actually convert them in the very first time, then you have a winner funnel right away.
Come on.
But 98% of the time, when a person lands on your website, he will not take that action immediately. That's why the retargeting ads exist. That's why the funneling exists. That's why the emailing exists. That's why all these tools exist, so that we start creating more of those touch points to get in touch with the customers. And if they don't buy today, they might buy tomorrow because we try to get into their head. And that's what marketing and sales is all about. It's about conversions. So we just visually represent everything and we just track everything. And that's something that MarketPlan does. Like, it just helps us out to visually understand things.
That's it. And
Okay.
you'll know who actually watched the video that's valuable based on the fact that they either opted in or took the offer. So that's the
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. It's from Simon. Does this tool provide the ability to track visitors coming through each stage of the funnels?
Yes. Short answer is yes. It definitely does that in live mode when we go live with that.
Okay. So Steve is asking. All right. So Steve is asking, when planning emails and entering conditions, how do we do the branching that shows if A, then this email, if not A, then this email? I get the first one, but cannot see how to do the other one.
Well, so hold on. When planning the emails and entering the conditions, how do we do the branching if that shows?
I think that's something that you got to do on your ESP. Like, so with MarketPlan, it will help you to kind of like design it, but ultimately you have to implement with your ESP, whoever your ESP is, whether it's like Active Campaign or like MailerLite or like anything that you're using, I suppose.
Yeah, most of these tools have an automation builder that allows you to build these automations out. But what MarketPlan.io was really made, the reason I put this into MarketPlan was so that you wouldn't have to be sitting with that, trying to figure that out before you actually have a plan. There's a day to do that. You could say, I'll set next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I get into the autoresponder, and I'm going to go ahead and just go wild. It's trust me.
Right. Or you can always do this. You can just build your funnel yourself. Ask one of your copywriters to write the content inside your MarketPlan, and then just ask the third person from your team to go and make it on Active Campaign. You're done at that stage.
That's exactly you. You literally are explaining my workflow. I write the copy in MarketPlan.io. I assign it to my copywriting assistant, and then I basically pass it over to my ops manager, and he does everything that I just said he should do in there. And like, I'm wild with my like conditions. I'm like, if they viewed within the first 30 minutes, I like get, and then he'll come back to me. I'll be like, we don't know. Our autoresponder doesn't necessarily offer that particular niche situation. And then I just settle. I just say, okay, what does it offer? And he says, oh, if they clicked it. I'm like, okay, if they clicked it, that's great. We'll go with that, you know?
Fantastic. So moving on to the next question. It's from Diago. Is it possible to fetch or import a cached version thumbnails visualization of pages on the funnel diagram? Yeah, I think we have got a lot of requests for these. So you might want to put it on roadmap.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, if you guys can go ahead inside of the help section of MarketPlan.io, just go ahead and vote for these features. We want to make sure we're getting to the most important things. Right now, what you're seeing on the roadmap is what's already been voted on. So we are making sure that we're listening to every user. We want to make sure that this tool is dialed for you guys. I get why you'd want to see your pages. We thought that it was something that we would definitely add later, but it was one of those things that was much more important for us to have the planning process done. But I do see the need for it, and we're looking forward to it.
Brilliant. So moving on to the next question is from Golem. Can you please talk about automations and integrations with other tools like email engines, CRMs, analysis, etc.? So what are your plans with integrations?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've thought about it. It's a bit of a daunting task. You know, there's over 10 made for marketing mini apps inside there, and I know the moment we pull the trigger on, you know, putting an email sequence, like, you know, to actually be an email, like, you know, connection to like Active Campaign, and then I'm gonna have to basically say, well, we want API connections to Facebook and Google, and oh, okay, well, that's going to be great, and oh, we want connections to ManyChat. Oh gosh, like, you know, we're trying to make sure that we grow slowly, and if we get there, that's fine. If the users really demand that, and if users vote on that, we're going to work as hard as we can to make sure that the app is conducive. But you know, we want to make sure that as well, like, you know, those tools are created and they're good at what they do. I don't want MarketPlan.io to become a jack of all trades and a master of none. I want MarketPlan.io to really hit a home run on the things that I know marketers are missing out of the marketing stack. So you're going to have, you know, your autoresponder, you're going to have your funnel builder, you're going to have those things, but you don't have a place to connect them all and a place to make a conducive plan and run projections and make decisions. So that's where MarketPlan.io is really trying to hit a home run. But like I said, I mean, hey, the future awaits us. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and all you can do is just go to the help section after getting your license and just put in the request, and if and just start convincing other people to start voting for the request. And Ty and his entire team are going to start working on the features that's highest voted, and then we'll start working on every single feature after that. So that's the plan. So if you guys want the integration to be done first, everyone votes for it, and I think he'll probably start with integrations first at that stage. It purely depends upon like how you guys want it. So just make sure that you go ahead and write your suggestions and just upvote and ask other people to upvote as well. And we're going to be making the official group of MarketPlan today as well. So you can put in your request over there as well. You can grab the links and start tagging other people and just start convincing them to start upvoting. So it purely comes down to what the community wants, and that's the reason. We need your help. We need you guys to help us understand that how we can really start shaping up the tool based on your requirements, and how it can make your life very easy.
That's it. That's right.
Okay, moving on to the next question. It's from Ob. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So, how do we get sales from platforms not listed here?
So we have we've built in we call it a legacy mode. A legacy mode basically just says if we get a click on the page after this sales element, we're going to count a sale. It's not the most accurate. It's the same thing that Google Analytics does. It's not the best case scenario, but it is a way to be able to track conversions. And it's pretty accurate. You know, our code has actually been refined. Pretty much, you know, we've refined the conversion fly code a lot. And the MarketPlan.io is an exhibit of that as well. We actually leveraged a new technology with MarketPlan.io. We actually plan to move ConversionFly to that same technology because it's actually, you know, proving to be just a tad more accurate. So MarketPlan.io is already shipping with that technology. Right now, it's just like I said, the output is not working. But, you know, absolutely, we want to make sure that if you just want to count a sale when someone lands on a page, we can do that too. And so if you didn't, you know, it says webhooks yes or no. If you say no, we're going to see if there's a click on this page and the same click on that page, we're going to count a sale. And that way it's going to be able to work for anyone, even without those particular payment processes. We just want to make sure that those who have these processors are able to actually process these pieces and, not have like flubs where that happened. Even with Google Analytics, you look at your Google Analytics account, you're like, yay, like I just made a sale. You go to your bank account, and you're like, where is it? That's happened several times to many people, and that's the reason why they get ConversionFly and, like I said, MarketPlan.io. But the whole goal is to be able to get that leverage. And like I said, we're trying to get that particular part of our code accurate too. So the new tech that's shipping with that, well, we're going to see once we release it to the public how it really stands up to the test.
Definitely. So moving on to the next question, Ty, which is about custom webhooks. It's again from Op. So are you going to push the webhooks? When are you integrating it? When are you releasing it?
So the webhooks, we may do a Zapier integration. We may do custom webhooks. It just depends on, again, that feature board. When we do something custom, we've got to make sure that we're thinking through the process of how the people would want to receive the data. So if you'd like to just, like I said, go ahead and create a feature request for that, and we can start commenting on that feature request, going back and forth, and it will kind of notify you in your email, hey, Ty just asked you a question on your particular feature board. You would go there, you would answer the question, and we could kind of get a little bit more as far as, are you needing a JSON, clear text? What kind of webhook are you looking for? So we can get a little bit of a survey on that to be able to know how to actually send you that webhook, if that makes sense.
Once again, you got to head to the help section and just put in your request and just ask everyone to upvote, and based on everyone's suggestions, it won't be too difficult to create the webhooks if you're very clear that, okay, this is the webhook that you need to connect with this particular platform.
Yep. That's all.
Okay. So moving on to the next question. It's from Albert. Udit, would you appreciate if you could put inside MarketPlan workable and successful funnels that have been successfully implemented? So I think we have already answered this question. We're going to be pushing a lot of funnels. I'm going to ask Ty to convert my funnel into a template as well, and we can push that as a PitchGround special template that you can implement today and get results right away. So we're going to keep pushing more and more templates in the coming days, weeks, and months. So we're just going to keep pushing up. And at the same time, we are in talks with a lot of top marketers in the world right now. And we'll be getting them on board as well, where me, Ty, and some of those top marketers will be doing some live funnel building at the same time. That's going to be coming in the future. Because like I said, every week there's going to be webinars, there's going to be training, there's going to be a lot of value. It's not just about the software, but we want you to understand the psychology behind the sales, marketing, and how the entire process works. So there's going to be a lot of those webinars coming in, and I'll be posting regularly whenever we're going to be doing the webinar. So just make sure that you are inside the PitchGround group, or you have to subscribe to our email list so that you get to know when things are happening.
Awesome.
All right. So next question again from Ob. Can sales be tracked through custom webhooks?
Yeah. No, not through custom. I think we answered that already. So custom webhooks, we are planning on doing a Zapier integration, and that might work right now. We have customers in ConversionFly that actually do use the Zapier way, and some of them have built their webhook to actually work the way Zapier works, so that I'd be to find a workaround, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. So now Dan is asking, is it integrated with Stripe or Thrivecart yet?
Yes, those integrations are working currently. Like I said, we're just working on the output of live mode. So right now, if we receive, a webhook from Thrivecart or Stripe, we're going to count that sale, and it's retroactive. Like I said, you'll be able to see those stats. Hopefully, like I said, we're going to see what happens with output, but hopefully you're going to be able to see those retroactive. So you could set up those webhooks now and potentially start seeing those sales and visitors and everything coming through once live mode is connected.
Brilliant. So next question is from David again. What's the difference between a user and client in the lifetime deal?
Yeah, so a user is someone who's actually going to build and collaborate with your team. It's someone who's going to, build you. Basically, you're going to invite them. They're going to get an account that's under your account, and they're going to be able to build, optimize, write blogs, write emails, execute, complete tasks, run the checklist parts of it, and great. It's perfectly fine. It's almost like as if they're a user. You can give them admin rights or no admin rights. So if they're a client and you don't want them to delete anything, any plans or anything that's in there, you just say, just give them regular access. They can go into the plans and they can collaborate with you. But if they're a client, they actually just get the opportunity to comment on all of their plans. You invite them in right inside of the canvas, and then they only have access to the canvas. They don't actually have access to any of the other plans in your project. So when you want to invite someone into your whole project and they're working on the whole project with you, they're a user. A client is someone who just gets access to that plan and is able to comment on that plan. Like I said, we've had a few users that have asked, hey, Ty, it would be really great to be able to, have that particular client get involved with that plan. So we are looking at that opportunity and watching the feature board for that feature to come up.
Brilliant. So moving on to the next question after that. This is from Vani saying another use case, fixing broken funnels. Ty, couldn't someone charge for upfront for consultation and show A/B test where you fix their broken funnel and show improvements in MarketPlan?
Absolutely. Actually, I've done that. I have done that, and unfortunately, it was before MarketPlan IO. But I have literally ran a campaign called Fix Your Funnel, and I think most of us have. Got people to convert, and like I said, very difficult to convert that person over the phone. Much easier to be able to. I was basically using a whiteboard at that stage. But I guarantee you, when you show them a tool like this and you plug numbers and you do projections, absolutely, they're going to want you to do this because it's going to actually mean hope for them. Because when they have a broken funnel, they're hopeless. They're hopeless. It's like the most hopeless feeling for an entrepreneur. I had this big idea and now it's failed. And the moment you come in and you show them a bottleneck that they're having, why they're not converting, why they're not profitable, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it with regards to question. I think we have covered all of them. If you guys have any other questions, then please leave them in the chat right now. Yes, Daryl, everything is being recorded, so you'll be able to watch our product from the very beginning. And if you have just joined in right now, you seriously want to go and check out, because we have shared some amazing strategies of funneling that you can implement right away. Also, guys, I would really appreciate if you guys really enjoy the software. You can join in our affiliation and you can really help us promote MarketPlan, because we need you guys. We really want the word to be out there for MarketPlan, because it's such a powerful tool for everyone. Then just please join our affiliation and just please spread the word about MarketPlan. And if you guys have any question right now, please let me know so that we can cover those questions live. If not, then we'll be in the group available. And obviously, we'll be doing next week another webinar as well. So you can always ask the questions next week, but I don't know if you're going to wait for a week's time. So if you guys have questions right now, please ask them. Ken is asking, can I buy second code and add it to my account? Yes, you can buy as many codes as you want, but you can only stack 5 codes in one account right now.
Yeah.
So David is asking, where can I find the roadmap? So David, the roadmap is inside your help. And if you go to the upward section, that's basically the entire roadmap. So we have started building up the tool as what the people want and the features that they want. Abhi is asking, just purchase, how can I view my codes? Abhi, just go to your dashboard, PitchGround dashboard, and you'll be seeing your codes. If not, just shoot me a message right after this, and I'll look into it for you.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, if any of you guys don't know the link yet, I've sent you guys the link. There's the link, $49. That's it. Grab it, because the lifetime deal is never coming back. And for a tool like this, $49, it's actually peanuts. Just don't eat your pizza for a couple of weeks, or just don't go out on a movie, and just implement this into your business. That's it, and you will absolutely love it. So Romel is asking, can I buy and upgrade later? No, Romel, whatever you buy right now, you just got to buy it right now. Later on, we're going to be having a special monthly discount plans that you can buy if you don't plan to buy it right now.
Right, but they can actually just get the 49, and if they want to stack, until the promotional period is over, right? They can still stack after, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
When is it ending? We have a certain number of codes, or until 21st October, whichever is earlier. But the way we are selling out the codes, we might have to end the offer before the date. So no FOMO here. We just have a certain number of codes because we don't want everything to get flooded as well. We just want to make sure that every single client that we onboard on MarketPlan, everyone builds their first funnel and everyone closes their first client. We'll make sure of that. We'll hold your hand as long as you're ready to take action.
Okay.
So next question is, Chris, Big Marker is cool. Looks like some very cool features. Oh, definitely. Like things have been stable so far, hopefully by God's grace, by Big Marker's grace. So all good. Derek is asking, sure, this has been asked, 15 clients only. Derek, so let me tell you this. If you have 15 agency clients today, you are making at least like $20,000 to $40,000 per month. And if you're making that, I'm sure you would be able to afford monthly pay of as low as just $19 per month for 20 clients extra. That's freaking cheap. And the point over here is that if you really get the benefit out of it, and if you are able to close more clients, you need to support the founders as well. Or if not, then you can always like set up 2 accounts or 3 accounts and just buy like multiple codes. So yeah. Then Planet Mitch is asking, is there an affiliate plan for this LTD? Definitely. We have just shared the link. You just have to go to affiliate.pitchground.com and just sign up. We'll approve you. Spread the word. MarketPlan is a beautiful piece of software, and also it's converting very well for our affiliates. So if you want to make some nice 4 or 5 figures like affiliation income, this is a good opportunity for you to have like some nice pocket money so that you can buy your next Tesla, or at least like pay the down payment of Tesla.
Or your next LTD, right?
For sure. we are like super early adopters, Okay, so moving on to the next question. Why would one stack 5 codes more than once? Is it just to get more than 15 clients, or is it 15 clients on the platform? So there are 2 reasons. One for the client, and second, you unlock the white label version where it looks like MarketPlan has been owned and operated by you. There will be no MarketPlan branding. So if you are an agency, or if you plan to start an agency, something like this can be very beneficial for you, because when they see your logo and your branding everywhere, your closure rate would be a much higher, because they would see, oh my God, like the clients would be like, there is a logo of this company, like, and you can always say them that, hey, like we have built this piece of software for our clients, and you'll be able to close better. And that's
and if you want to, you're saying 5 codes more than once. Sometimes people have 2 different businesses. Sometimes they got their day shift and their night shift. They want to be able to brand those differently. Sometimes they have partnerships with some people. We've seen people that wanted to buy 2 or 3 accounts. Some people are wanting that for the client use case. Like I said, I mean, we would love for you guys to jump on and support us. We're really trying to get this app going. And really, we have a full-time developer with this particular app. So we really want to make sure that we add value to him. And that's a startup life. We want to see you guys help us get there so that we can build a great tool for you guys.
Definitely, for sure. So there is asking, good question. So Funneltics versus Guru versus MarketPlan. I'll leave that question on you.
Yeah, this is a question that comes up often. And listen, we think that there's a place for each of these guys in the marketplace. I love John Reese's Guru. I have a Funnelitics free account. I was mapping out my funnels, when MarketPlan wasn't ready. For me, it's not about, why versus. It's more about what is your objective? What do you want? Are you just wanting to map and do data? Then Funnelitics, and if you're wanting to actually run like full base, like business, like every business expense and every single thing projections, then Guru, Guru does not have an analytics mode. It does not have the ability to, you can map everything out, but it doesn't have the ability to plan. So there's no planning and there's no, actual live analytics on Guru. With Funnelytics, there's no there's no planning side of it. And so, honestly, when I built MarketPlan, at first it didn't come with analytics, but then I started realizing that when clients were closing, to keep those clients, they were going to need to have that. And so we decided, it was kind of like it took us 3 weeks in development of the product to come together as a team and just say, are we going to do analytics? And it was just one of those things where we're like, you know what, if we're going to do it, we need to do it right. And so let's get the planning side done first so that we can do it right. We feel like MarketPlan.io allows you to plan, execute, analyze, split test, and, be able to optimize. So we think it's a complete marketing solution front to back, and it gives you the ability to sell to clients. And like I said, both other products are really good. They're well executed, and I love them. I have nothing bad to say about them.
Oh, every single piece of software, like he said, like there's a place for every single software. It just depends upon what you're trying to accomplish. What are your goals with it? And over here with MarketPlan, it's not just the piece of software that you get, but you get access to Ty, you get access to me directly, and we are providing value. We're going to be providing you a lot of funnels. We keep testing a lot of funnels on our end, and if something works for us, we'll just push it to you guys. So it's the value that you get, and it's always the value that you have to see, because there are softwares out there. There is like ActiveCampaign, then there is MailerLite, then there is a MailChimp out there. But you got to see that it's not just the software, but who is providing you more value, because software can be built by anyone. But is someone really helping you out in terms of kickstarting your journey? Because that's where most of us struggle with.
That's right.
Okay, so there's another question from David. Quick question about ad spending tracking. How does that work?
Yeah, so we've taken a different approach with MarketPlan.io, because with ConversionFly, we're actually having to, it's kind of like a real world scenario that we're having to actually kind of answer some questions. So ConversionFly 3.0 that is going to be coming out is going to actually have this kind of technology as well. But what we found is a lot of users would say to us, like, I don't really have the time to go ahead and set up, let's say, especially with ConversionFly, a lot of people are running like hundreds of ads. So they don't have the time to make, every single ad have an API connection to the Facebook account. So we kind of went away from that a little bit with MarketPlan.io. We thought, the best way to do it was to just be the way that the ad spend tracking would work is you would either give it a one-time fee, which if you paid $500 to have your buddy put it on his website or something, then so be it. $500 one time, it'll go into the expenses, and you'll be kind of batting against those expenses. The other side is the monthly, and the way we're going to measure that is we're going to measure that based on the first click that comes through and the last click that comes through. However many months are between those clicks, we're going to add that amount. So let's say you said $60 a month, or let's say you said $400 a month. If we know that there's a click in January and the last click is in February, we're going to charge you for either 1 month, depending on how many days. If it's more than 60 days, we're going to charge you. If it was $400, now it'll be $800. If it was $100, it would be $200. If you were to go 6 months down the road, that $100 would become $600. So it would be live tracking as long as you're keeping your budget, kind of conducive. And we know that a lot of users are going to say, that's not how it works in the real. We know that, but trust me, we've went the really, really extensive route with ConversionFly, and people just don't want to manage that. They want to kind of autopilot that part of it, and we want to make it easy. We want you to feel like MarketPlan.io solved problems for you, not added work to you. You don't want to add a bunch of. You already have so much that you have to do. We want to make it easy for you to be able to organize it. We want to make it easy for you to be able to measure it, and you can go in there and change it. You can do an average. How much have I spent on this ad? It's been active for 6 months. Okay, split the difference. Cool, done. it's very easy to be able to edit those rather than be able to make sure that the API connection. Now, granted, if we receive that in the requests, we probably will have the conversation inside of our office. We always have the conversation when users lift their voice. So I'll say, put it on the feature request board, and if it comes up, we'll take a look at it. We really do listen to everything you guys say.
Remember that MarketPlan is built for the community, will be operated by the community, will be driven by the community. So we are completely community-driven founders, and we are hungry for your feedbacks. So just make sure that you guys provide as much feedback as possible so that we can make your life easy with the softwares. And we can provide as many use cases, we can write as many user stories inside the application that will just save you more and more time, so that it gets so hooked up into your daily life that it will just make your life a lot more easier.
That's right.
So Ken is saying, this tool is giving me an amazing overview of my marketing efforts and plan. Help me organize my flows and action. Help me keep track of what needs to be done in every single stage. The to-do list, discussion per component. I need to breathe after this. So thank you, Ken. That was wonderful. So guys, any other questions before we wrap up? I think there was this. Yeah. So any other questions, guys, before we wrap up? Okay. So Ob is asking, how much longer will the LTD run? So Ob, we're going to be running this until 21st of October. No FOMO here. We want to give people enough time to make their decisions, make the right decision. See if they see enough value into the software, if they see enough value with what we are providing over here, everything. So you have enough time out there to spread the word about this beautiful piece of software. So any other question, guys, before we wrap up this webinar, please let us know right now, or you can always jump into the PitchGround group or the MarketPlan group and ask questions. Okay, so there is a question over here, Ty, for you. Do we get a discount when we upgrade to a paid plan?
Absolutely. We've already built that inside. Like I said, what is it? We said 20. Is it 20?
No, it's $19 for 20 clients per month. So if you have closed in 19 agency clients, congrats. Like, you're already making 30 to 50 grand at the very least. And after that, it's just $19. That's it per month, not more than that. And that too for 20 clients. If you close another 20 clients, I'm expecting you to hit like 6 figures per month, Can. Yeah. And I really want you to hit 6 figures. All right, guys. Any other questions before we wrap up the webinar? We're just going to wait for a few more questions. If not, then we'll wrap up the webinar. Also, the replay will be available. Van is asking, will it walk my dog? That's going to be a difficult one. Well, we can try and
you can assign maybe try one of your team members to walk your dog, and then it will walk your dog.
Yes. Maybe like David is saying, that put that in a feature request. If we get enough effort, we'll try to come up with a logic.
Yeah, that'll be really great. I hope our team will be able to deliver on that. Maybe we can have our lead developer.
I think your team is gonna hate you for coming up with that feature.
Oh, gosh,
Tyler, affiliate commission and dog walking feature. I think you'll have to talk to Van for that particular offer.
Affiliate commission, that's great.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for officially joining the very first episode of PitchGround webinar. We'll be having another webinar next week. I really thank you guys so much for being there and just being there for 2 hours. I know, but I hope we just delivered value. If you feel that the software is not a right fit for you, don't get it. If you feel that the software is right fit for you and can help you save time, please only then get it, because the whole point is to help you save time, help you close in more deals. And once again, thank you so much, guys. Before we close in the webinar, Ty, you wanted to say anything to everyone?
Yeah, just I'm so appreciative for the community and how everyone's come together. Whether you buy the product or you don't, I would just appreciate the feedback, the questions, and honestly, more than the feedback and the questions, just how positive everyone has been. When we're launching a new app, we've got, we're just trying to figure out how the market will respond. And thank you guys so much for just being so honest and so loving to us. Like we, as a team, we just felt very, very safe in the community. So it's really cool. We're enjoying it, and we hope that you enjoyed not only the product but the people. The people are most important, and we're looking forward to seeing you in there and being a part of just a little extension of your team.
Definitely. And Can, just to answer your question regarding the webinars, Ty will be doing at least a minimum of 2 webinars per month with us at PitchGround, and he'll continue doing that. Whether the LTD is there, not there, it's over. We'll continue delivering the value because we feel that value is something that's extremely important. So we will continue doing webinars with him, and there will be at least a minimum of 2 webinars. So rest assured about that. And also we'll try to invite other guests as well when we're talking about funnels, so that maybe some of the insights that I might not know about it, some of the other top marketers might know about it, and even we get to learn at that point of stage because we're all hungry for knowledge,
That's it. Come on. Huge.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day ahead. And once again, thank you so much for supporting us and just being there throughout. You guys mean a lot to us. Thank you so much, guys. And again, once again, you guys have a great day. Bye.
Great day, guys. Talk to you soon.